Hi, good morning, afternoon, evening, depending on your geographic location. How are you doing today? This is Pranav from DBS Diary. It's a bit of different background today, and I am very close to nature. So I hope you like this episode and this session that we are going to cover. So thank you for tuning in, and if you like my content and if you want me to continue, I would request you to like and put your comment in terms of feedback and subscribe to my channel. Okay, so thank you for tuning in again. So today we are going to cover difference between clustered and non-clustered index. I have been talking to many people in the recent past, and I see that there are a lot of confusion in this, and people are not very clear like what is clustered, what is non-clustered, what is actually the definition in terms of physical storage and also in terms of logical storage. There are so many understanding issues. So today let's cover this. Okay. So see, clustered and primary key both are very much close to each other, okay, but not exactly same. There are many who actually, when I asked some people what is the difference in clustered and primary key, so I got a response saying, oh, there is some difference also. Yes, so I would like to cover that. Before starting into clustered and non-clustered, let me give you a brief about heap and table, right? So any table or any structure which you call table is a heap which does not have clustered index. So it's a table only when you have clustered index. That means it is the data of that is stored physically in the order of primary key or clustering key, right? So anything which does not have clustered index is a heap. So I hope I am clear on that. So heap and table. So heap is something which does not have clustered index. Okay, it might have primary key. Okay, so I would cover that, what is primary key and how it could be clustered as well as non-clustered, right? Okay, so heap and table is clear, means any structure of table which does not have clustered index is a heap, and the moment you add clustered index to it, it becomes a table, right? So this part is clear. So now let's come to clustered and non-clustered index. So clustered index, the best practice is to have it on the primary key. Okay, that is the best practice. However, you can define a clustered index on non-primary key column as well. Okay, only condition is it should be not null. Okay, and then you can add that. Now I will not get into allow duplicate row and the ignore duplicate row. That is something a bit more detailed level, so I will not get to that at this point of time. But just to understand, so clustered index will help you in fetching the data fastest, okay, because the data is stored physically on the disk in that order. So since the selection will be faster, so that indirectly will mean that insert, update or delete will be slower. Actually, in the case of clustered index, insert will make it slower. Update and delete has some clauses, has some conditions. So not in all the cases insert, update and delete will be slower. But insert will definitely be slower because the data has to be sorted in that physical order. Then only it can be stored in the table, right? But in the case of non-clustered, actually it is having a separate storage. It is not something which is stored on the physically on the table level. It has separate storage. So clustered index does not have any separate storage. It is just the order of data in which the data has been stored on the disk. Okay, so when you do a clustered index scan, that means it's a table scan, right? Non-clustered at the same point of time is a different storage. So suppose you have 2 or 3 columns in that. So 2-3 columns, part of non-clustered index will be stored separately. So this will help you in fetching the data faster. However, in case of update, insert and delete IUD operation, this will be slower because you need to perform the operation, whatever IUD operation you are doing, at 2 places. One at the table level, right, and other at the copy level where the non-clustered index is stored. So more number of index you have, slower your insert, update or delete will be, right? It could help you, non-clustered index could help you in fetching the data faster, because the data will be stored logically there, not in the order of physically. And always keep in mind one thing, that non-clustered index has a reference to the data of table through primary key or through clustered index. Now I am using the term exchangeably, primary key and clustered index, but as I mentioned to you earlier, that primary key should not, I mean, it's not a must that it will always be clustered index. It could be non-clustered also, but by default and the best practice is to use primary key as a clustered index. Okay, this is clear. So non-clustered index and clustered index. So now in terms of difference, you can say there could be only one clustered index on one table, because you cannot have data sorted physically in multiple orders. You can sort data only in one order. However, in terms, in the case of non-clustered index, you can have so many non-clustered index. There is no limit on that. We have some limit on the ASE level, this 249 or something, depending on the version. However, for the non-clustered index, it's not only one. You can have many. Okay. Now, unique constraint and all that thing like unique index and non-clustered index will also fall in the bucket or in the category of non-clustered index. There are some disturbances here because I'm sitting beside the main road and there is a footpath. So, but I really felt it's a very good surrounding. So I thought it's a good and even weather is very good. So I'm just recording this video. So I hope I have made it clear to you what is the difference in clustered and non-clustered index. In case you have any doubt, any concern, please mention your comment. Highlight it. I would be more than happy to cover in more detail. And allow duplicate row and ignore duplicate row, those things are something which I will cover later. Okay, so thank you for tuning in, and I will record another video very soon. Okay, so thank you again. And if you like the content, and if you like me to, or if you want me to continue recording video and have more sessions and more subjects, do let me know and subscribe to my channel. Okay, thank you very much. Have a nice day.